Hey guys, welcome to this video and it's time for the review of Samsung Galaxy A8 Plus. I have been using it for some days now and I have to say that this phone is amazing. So let's start with the specifications first. It has a 6-inch Full HD Super AMOLED Infinity display, 3500 mAh battery, Exynos octa-core 7885 processor, 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. There are dual front 16 megapixel and 8 megapixel cameras and a single rear mounted 16 megapixel camera. And we have a fingerprint scanner now at the center of the back of the phone. It is also IP68 rated. Specifications wise, this thing is a beast, but it is also built beautifully. We have seen this glass sandwich design from Samsung before and it just feels premium and classy. Handling this phone is also easy considering it's rocking a huge 6-inch display but in a very compact body, and a center mounted fingerprint scanner makes things much easier. On a software front, we get Android Nougat 7.1 with Samsung Experience 8.5 on top of it. It's a pretty similar software experience that you get with Note 8 or S8. It is fast, it is smooth, and until now it has been lag free. There are a slew of advanced features here as well, such as game launcher, one-handed mode, multi-window, secure folder and dual messenger. The default launcher is also pretty darn good. I never felt the need to download a third-party launcher because it has tons of useful features such as swiping down to pull the notification panel, long press on app icons to get more options, etc. Always on display is also present here and works exactly like it does on Note 8. Gaming performance is also pretty decent here. We get a game launcher which allows you to launch games muted. You can turn off alerts during the game and you can launch games in high or power saving performance modes. If you want absolutely best gaming experience, go for the high performance mode. And while gaming, it also doesn't really get too hot, so you can play for longer, and since the speaker is on the side, it doesn't get muffled by your hands and provide pretty powerful sound experience. Powering all of this is a 3500 mAh battery, and I'm happy to report that the battery performance is great as well. It has consistently given me 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, and that can be further extended by a ton of battery saving features that are included. There is a mid and a max power saving mode that can cater to your battery needs when you're in a pinch. I've done a detailed battery review of this phone and will put a link here if you feel like watching it. Now let's talk about the star of the show here, and that is the dual front cameras. We get a 16 megapixel and an 8 megapixel camera at the front, both having an aperture of f1.9. Basically, both of these cameras work together to produce bokeh effect in your selfies, and they work exactly the same way the dual rear cameras on Note 8 do. You have the option to change the strength of the blur before and after taking the photo, and of course, it works best in plenty of light. Image quality is also great here and it takes sharp, saturated and clear photos. Rear camera is a 16 megapixel module with f1.7 aperture, and as with every other Samsung phone, it can take amazing photos in bright day sunlight or in brightly lit situations. But it takes quite decent photos in low light as well. However, it does suffer from the lack of optical image stabilization but still produces pretty nice nighttime photos. In video mode, if you turn on video stabilization from the settings, it does take very stabilized handheld video, which was very surprising for me. Another feature missing from this camera is the ability to shoot in 4K, but my personal opinion is that most people don't care about 4K and will probably not miss it either. An average user hardly ever notices a difference between 4K and 1080p, and so Samsung might have this thought in their mind while they were designing the phone. On the other hand, for the price of this phone, 4K should definitely have been the part of the package. Now to conclude, if you want a flagship Samsung experience for half the price, Galaxy 8 Plus is the phone for you. You get amazing build quality, almost similar software experience, dual front cameras, a center mounted fingerprint scanner and a gorgeous infinity display. But if you want more for your money, there are alternatives like Mi 6 and OnePlus 5T, which cost same or less and have flagship specifications, including the ones that this one is missing.